ABC put out a bombshell slaughter in Syria piece about the Kurds in Syria, but they forgot to say that this video that they used is actually from a 2017 Kentucky gun show and not actually Syria. Watch.
This video right here appearing to show Turkey's military bombing Kurd civilians in a Syrian border town. The Kurds who fought alongside the U.S. against ISIS. Now, horrific reports of atrocities committed by Turkish-backed fighters on those very allies.
Pretty crazy how a major news network could drop the ball that much, especially when the stakes are so high, which is American forces in Syria. But it's actually not surprising if you figured out that the mainstream media, the news that you thought was trusted, actually will do literally anything under the sun, especially to defy our president. Let's look at how they set this one up.
Monday, I'm Tom Yamas, and we begin tonight with the situation rapidly spiraling out of control in northern Syria. 1 week since President Trump ordered U.S. forces out of that region, effectively abandoning America's allies in the fight against ISIS.
That's right, not from Syria, from a 2017 Kentucky gun show.
This video right here appearing to show Turkey's military bombing Kurd civilians in a Syrian border town. The Kurds who fought alongside the U.S. against ISIS. Now, horrific reports of atrocities committed by Turkish-backed fighters on those very allies.
Is this the first time they've done this in Syria? No, it actually isn't. Check out this video of this little boy that they plastered all over the place to push in the media for American occupation in Syria. Pretty sketchy, but what's even more sketchy is the kid's father said that that picture in that video was actually used against the family's wishes. They supported the Syrian army, and the mainstream media made it look like it was the Syrian army who did it. Isn't that crazy? It's actually not. They do that in America too. You probably remember this little girl. I've said it multiple times. She was never separated from her mother. Yet groups in the United States used that picture to raise $20 million for family separation, even though the true story is a lot darker than that, and the media reported it completely wrong. Dare I bring up another little kid that they've been using recently in the media to push an agenda? I'm not gonna do it, but you get the point I'm talking about. They will do literally anything under the sun to push their war agenda, or to oppose certain politicians on the left or the right, like President Trump, that the media clearly doesn't like. This is 2016 when we were funding two sides of the war in Syria. They never made a big stink about that. Your taxpayer dollars funding two sides of a war. They never made a big stink about the Obama administration invading Libya, killing the leader, and leaving a slave trade in the power vacuum that they left. They'll never talk about what they were doing before President Trump, which was they were funding rebel groups to attack the Syrian government while the Syrian government was fighting ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and al-Nusra, the terrorist groups. What do you think happens when you fund rebel groups to fight the people who are fighting ISIS? You get exactly what happened in the last administration, which is terrorist groups taking over major cities. President Trump gets in, cuts the funding, and then when all the terrorist groups are pretty much gone, he wants to pull out and let them figure it out themselves. Then all of a sudden the media starts freaking out and using clips from Kentucky. We can't pull out, we can't pull out. Newsweek dropped another bombshell report earlier this week and said, oh my God, the Kurds are getting attacked. I looked at that news article and the sources were one anonymous Pentagon official and one anonymous Kurd. So that's all it takes, I guess. It's just two people to say something and then you can publish a headline and act like it's true. Later in the week, mainstream media picked up the fact that the Kurds are now aligning with Syria, and it is Syria's country, so I'm sure that they'll kick Turkey out of their country eventually. Things can get solved in the world without the United States. We don't have to be the world police. Unfortunately, as great as our US military is, and so many good things I'm sure they've done in the world, with bad leadership in Syria and Libya and other places, our taxpayer dollars, our funding, our weaponry, and in some cases our strategic military agenda has not only not been helpful, but it's been counterproductive and led to these regions getting worse. We've done some great work, but it's time to go home. And all I ask is, if you disagree with me, don't use a video from the United States and Kentucky in 2017 and try to pass it off on television mainstream media news like it's Syria and now we have to go and fight Turkey and the Kurds and Syria and Al-Qaeda. We've done it. We've done it all. So at least don't lie with fake footage. And hopefully this is a wake-up call to people that even television news that you think you trust and these trusted news outlets in America that beg you for $1 every time you click on their website, please give us $1, please, we're starving, we need your money, we need your money. Ad revenue's not enough, please give us $1. They're not actually trusted, which is probably why they need a paywall and to beg you for money every time you try to read their article. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you for listening. Have an amazing day. God bless you.